for joining me today. So this session is perfect if you're worried about osteoporosis or osteopenia, or if you have either of those two bone conditions and you're looking to improve your bone health, whether you are used to lifting some weights or if you're new to it. So if you are used to lifting some weights, please choose a set of dumbbells where you're going to feel somewhat challenged when you're doing my big 5 osteoporosis friendly movement patterns, which is going to be a wall squat. So you also need to be near a wall. You're going to be looking at your hinge pattern. You're going to be looking at a push in the form of a push up, and we're going to use the wall. In the form of a pull, we're going to go into all fours, and you're going to need your weights for that, and then a carry. So you're going to be carrying as heavy weights as you possibly can, and you're just going to be walking up and down for a little bit, and then we'll finish with some heel raises. So we're going to aim to perform 10 rounds of each, 10 repetitions, not 10 rounds, that's too long, 10 repetitions of each exercise, and we'll probably repeat them twice over. Okay, so first we have a little bit of a warm-up, so please have some weights ready. If you're not sure what weights you want to use, maybe you've got a couple of sets of weights, and you can pick and choose depending on the exercise. So I'd love you to stand up tall with your feet straight, nice and parallel. Begin with your arms down by your side, and you're just going to start marching on the spot for me. If you're worried about your balance, please go and stand near a wall straight away. But if you're feeling pretty sturdy and confident here, then I'd love you to take your hands behind your head, and you should barely notice a transference of weight right to left. You want to really stay on top of the foot that remains on the ground. Keep lengthening up through your spine, and every time your foot lands, you need to push that heel into the ground. Lift your thigh high and finish 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, cool. And then from here, you're going to do parallel feet, and you're going to find a spot on the wall that is not too far away from you. So maybe you need to go closer to something, whether it's a picture that you want to look at, anything that you don't mind focusing on. And I'm going to make sure that I'm just staring right down the camera lens, and you're going to do heel bounces. And you're going to keep your eyes on the target. And so your heels just kiss the ground. Keep looking at that spot on the wall that you found, and you just keep looking there while you do these little heel bounces, which is brilliant for stimulating your vestibular system, which is your inner ear, your balance, and can be really helpful for squats. So we're going to keep bouncing, and you're going to keep looking at your target, but tilt your head to the right. I know it might look weird, doesn't matter. It's a little bit of neuroscience that I like to add in as warm-ups before we do some stuff. Bring your head up slowly and quickly tilt your head the other way, but you have not taken your eyes off the target. You're still heel bouncing with this tilted head. And slowly stop. Okay, cool. You might have noticed your calves. Okay, so now you're going to go to a wall, and your first bit is your wall squats. You've got to decide if you'd like to hold weights on either side of you, but there's no need. Maybe you'd like to just be hands-free for your first round. You take your feet a little bit away from the wall so that by the time you end up in your wall squat, slide down the wall, your thighs are parallel to the ground, your heels are underneath your knees. Not too far back. That is not going to be comfortable. So you need to make sure your feet are far forwards enough. So you decide if you'd like to hold your weights down by your side or your hands free. We're going to do 10 heel raises. So heels up, heels down. You're not rushing. Lift your heels, lower your heels. Up and down while your eyes, you look straight ahead, and you're pressing your tailbone into the wall, the back of your head into the wall, and you're starting to feel a little bit of thighs and then stand up for a second. Take a moment. We're going to do that again. And for your second round, you might decide to hold your weights. So if that's what you're going to do, pick them up carefully. They're heavy enough, they're challenging enough for you. And we're going to hold your wall squat. Oh, this is more interesting now. 10 heel raises. Good. Keep pressing your tailbone back into the wall. Back of the shoulders into the wall, counting 10. Lower back is probably not on the wall. And you feel your thighs, and if you need to go a little higher up, if you're too low down, that's fine. And when you're finished, push yourself up the wall, walk back a little bit, and then just carefully put your weights down. Okay, really important movement pattern, your squat. Very osteoporosis friendly, you've got the wall to support you. Now we're going to go into a hinge. So we'll practice this without weights first for first round and decide if you'd like to pick up your weights for the second round. So your feet are away from the wall. Your feet are parallel and the rest of your body is against the wall, including your tailbone, which is the most important part. It needs to stay on the wall. Soften your knees, keep your tailbone off the wall, and then just let your whole torso come off the wall in one flat movement while your hands reach towards your feet. They won't touch your feet, towards your feet. And then keep pushing your hips back into the wall. And from your heels and the back of your legs, lift yourself straight back up. So you take this flat line and you tip it forwards. Push your tailbone back into the wall. It does not come off. You might feel some stretch here, the back of the legs. Soften your knees a bit more if you need to. And whole body straight back up. So one flat line. Imagine you're a plank of wood. And everything comes off the wall. Push your heels. Everything straight back up. So you arrive on the wall with everything already in place. Back of the head, shoulders, back of the ribs, tailbone hasn't moved anyway. Inhale down. Exhale, push your weight into your heels. Get straight back to the wall. Your lower back probably won't touch the wall by the time you arrive back. And we're doing 10 of these. And then your next round, you're going to aim for lifting your weights. Making sure that whatever weight you lift is heavy enough. On your way down, you might notice this little sliding up of your tailbone. You don't want to feel like your tailbone's going down. You want to feel like your tailbone is going up and into the wall, lengthening the hamstrings and then pulling yourself up from the back of your legs. When you've done 10, have a little pause, and then you're going to decide if you'd like to try your next 10, picking up the weights. Okay, this is probably 10. Maybe I've done a bit more. Okay, so when you're ready, we're going to do that again, making sure you keep your weight in your heels and lift your toes. If you're not sure your weight is in your heels, try lifting your toes and that can really help. So bend your knees and pick up your weights carefully. And we're going to do the exact same thing, soft knees, and then come straight off the wall, weights down, come straight back up, back to the wall. Don't move your head separately. Inhale down, exhale, toes up, heels down, straight back to the wall. And the wall is your support. It helps you know where your hips are going, where your tailbone is going, and we have to learn to hinge at the hips. Drawing your belly in to support your spine and making sure that you're not rounding your upper back. Your upper back needs to be flat. So you almost have to keep pulling your arms up towards your spine. Inhale down, exhale up. Lengthening the back of the legs and then contracting the back of the legs to pull you back up the wall. The wall's your safety net. You know where you are in space. Pushing your tailbone back, remembering you're doing 10. And when you've done 10, put your weights down and we'll move on to the next functional osteoporosis-friendly pattern. Okay, just 10, and pop your weights down. You don't need weights for your wall push-up. You just need the wall. So from here, your hands, make them really big. So spread your fingers and walk back and away from the wall. Your hands are in line with your shoulders. The further away you are from the wall, of course, the more challenging it is. Start to push the wall away. Draw your ribs back into the back of your t-shirt and keep pushing. We've got 10 of these. Come to the wall. It's that one whole unit. And you're tipping yourself forwards over your ankles. Push yourself back. Come slowly towards the wall. Try not to break your plank line and up. You're doing 10 of these. And up. Your elbows go to about a 45-degree angle. Don't let them stick out wide like that. They're dropping down a little bit towards the floor. Inhale and a big push. Push with the heel of your hands. Push with the tip of your fingers. Such a brilliant body weight movement. Functional movement pattern for a really strong upper body. And you're working your shoulders, your back, your chest, your triceps. When you've done 10, you have a rest. And what you might decide to do now for your second round is to step back further away from the wall. Otherwise, you stand in the exact same place. The further away you are, the more challenging it is. But I'd love you to try and keep your heels down on the floor. Okay, let's go for round 2. Spread your fingers. Have your index finger pointing straight up the wall in the direction of the ceiling. Okay, so if you've got it, challenge yourself here and make sure your hands are not too high up. They are fingertip in line with shoulder height. You can sort of aim for that. Okay, count 10. Oh, that's more challenging. I'll step further away. Make this challenging. And make sure that you are coming forwards in one long line, and it's not your hips coming forwards, and it's not just your head coming forwards. You come forwards because you're bending your elbows and because you're tipping over your ankles. Inhale, bend, exhale, big push. When you've done your 10, and you can keep your range smaller if you need to, you're going to come away from the wall. Amazing. So now we need to do a pull action. That's a push action. We need to do a pulling action. You're going to come onto your hands and knees, all fours. You just actually need one weight nearby. And you're going to take your knees a little bit further back and wide so that you challenge your shape a little bit, but you also now have to keep your body weight forward. So the left hand, which we're not going to use, you're going to constantly keep pushing down into the floor. And the right hand has the weight, and we're going to pull the weight towards your hip and put it down. Now, you don't want to feel like you're moving anything else. Pull the weight off the floor with your elbow going up to the ceiling, and you're aiming for 10. Exhale, pull and down. And pull. If you feel yourself wobbling, you need to take your legs a little wider to support your midline of your body, the center of your body. Think about pulling from the back of your shoulder and your elbow, and the weight might touch the side of your hip. Exhale, pull, inhale, down. Your left arm is working like crazy. You're pushing it into the ground to help you pull the weight off the floor. And when you've done 10, you're going to go straight over to the other side. Okay, so I'm just going to turn around. The exact same thing. Everything else needs to stay really stable. Knees and feet wide. Bring your body weight forwards a little bit. So you're loading your right arm now while you pull with the left one. Elbow up to the ceiling. Let the weight tap the floor. Count 10 again. Exhale, pull, and down. Pull and down. Be really controlled here. Again, another really strong, functional upper body movement. You might notice a little bit of abdominal effort to help you stay stable, and it might help to press your feet and your shins into the floor. Right arm is working hard, pushing into the ground. When you've done 10, you're going to stand up when you're ready. Okay. Take a second, stand up, and then we're going to do your loaded carry. And that means that you want to be able to carry some heavy shopping bags if you don't have heavy weights. But heavy anything down by your side, because that's a pretty functional thing. You might be the sort of person who does their shopping and you're having to carry heavy bags back to your car or on the bus or whatever, and you want to be able to carry those shopping bags without having to do more than one trip. So it's a really good postural, functional strength exercises. Pick up some weights that feel heavy enough for you, and within the space that you've got, you're just going to walk forwards, and you can turn around to walk back the other way, or if you feel you're in a safe space, you're going to walk backwards. Toes, landing, heel. Toes, landing, heel. We're going to keep going. You can turn around so that you're walking forwards, but like I said, if you're in a safe space and you know what's behind you, hopefully nothing, you can walk backwards. You want to feel your grip, that your forearms are being challenged. You want to be as upright as possible. And we're going to keep going for about a minute. You're going to be challenged posturally. You're going to be challenged abdominally. You're going to be challenged with your hands, your wrists, your forearms. Your shoulders might start to feel this. Please don't walk backwards if you don't feel safe to. Please turn around and walk the other way. Amazing. Now we're probably already tired from carrying these weights, but you're not going to lower them. We are going to finish with 10 heel raises. Heels up, heels down. Take your time. Lift your heels and count to 10. Up and down. Keep lengthening the spine. Push the ground away with your toes. Lift your heels as high as you can. Make sure you're breathing. High heels down. High heels down. So you might start to feel your calves if you haven't already, and I'm sure you can't wait to lower your weights down. When you've finished your 10, please pop your weights down. Well done. And do come back and repeat that. Those are my big 5 osteoporosis-friendly movement patterns that you can be doing often, little and often, couple of times a week, few times a week, and you're going to be doing your bones and your overall body a massive favor. So if you enjoyed that, but you're wanting something a little bit more structured and progressive, have a look in the description below where I mention my 8-week Strength Foundations program, which is perfect if you're not really used to lifting weights and you know you need to start and you want a safe way to start. That's my Foundations program. And if you're looking for something consistent and regular and you want to start now, I have plenty online Pilates and strength classes with a little bit of neuroscience magic dotted in. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye for now.